Hey everybody, so today I'm going to discuss about methods of integration using trigonometric substitution. So when you make use of your trigonometric substitution, you go back to your Pythagorean theorem or your trigonometric identities and then trigonometric functions. So here. So in trigonometric substitution, these are the things that you need to be familiar with. First, when the integrand contains this kind of value, where a will be your constant value and your u will be your variable. So if your integration symbol na inside your integration symbol na aning mga values a squared minus u squared, you use substitution u is equal to a sine theta. When the integrand contains u squared plus a squared, use the substitution u is equal to a tan theta. When the integrand contains u squared minus a squared, use the substitution u is equal to a secant theta. Right, let's have this example. So let's try to evaluate integration of x dx over square root of 4 minus x squared. So we already have the cases kanina, so you need to be familiar with the cases. So if your integrand contains this kind of integrand 4 minus x squared, this one belongs to the first case that we have. So dapat na belong siya sa u, or substitute doon mo here, si u is equal to a sine theta, right? Because you have a squared minus u squared man dito, right? This one. So we need to let our values, a here is equal to 2, right? Because a squared is equal to 4, right? Your x now here is equal to, right, 2 sine theta. Okay? So our dx here is equal to 2 cosine theta d theta. Right? So this is the time that you could substitute your values. Right? So now we could have x dx, right? You have your x2 sine theta, right? That's your x value. And then this dx here, we have 2 cosine theta d theta, right? All over, right? So you go square root of 4 minus 4 square, 2 square, that's 4, and sine squared theta, right? So now let's try to simplify the expression. We have 4 sine theta cosine theta d theta, right? And this one here, we could factor out 4. So we have 1 minus sine squared theta. And sine squared theta is equal to cosine squared theta, right? So we have 4 sine theta cosine theta all over, right? So we could factor out 4. It becomes 2. Square root of 4 is 2. And this one is equal to cosine squared theta, right? We could cancel out the squared or the index 2. So we have left here, right? We could cancel out this cosine theta. So we could cancel out 4 and 2. So we have 2 here sa atong denominator. Right? Numerator. So we have 2 sine theta d theta. So we could now simply evaluate this using our formula. So we have this is equal to negative 2 cosine theta plus c. So how can I get cosine theta plus c? So you will go back to your Pythagorean or to your right triangle, right? So we will go back to your right triangle. Pwede din sa Pythagorean na because we can directly substitute this. But I will have another slide for that. another way to solve it, but you still get the same answer. So we will go back. What is cosine theta? So we already know that x is equal to 2 sine theta. Mao man nato ning substitute kanina. And to get x over 2 is equal to sine theta. So this is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So your hypotenuse is 2. Your opposite is x. So this is 4 minus x squared, right? So to get cosine theta is equal to your, if this is the angle, okay, right, this is your opposite. So your opposite, right, x over 2, and then your adjacent here, or cosine theta, is adjacent over your hypotenuse. So you have square root of 4 minus x squared, right? So over 2. So your cosine theta is equal to square root of 4 minus x squared over 2. So that's the time kani i-substitute nimo niya values dire. So we have negative 2, right? Cosine theta is equal to square root of 4 minus x squared over 2 plus c. So we could cancel this out. So we have left by negative 4 minus x squared plus c. This is the final answer. Alright, let's try to have this same example but in a different way. So kanina, we tried to manipulate the trigonometric functions, and then later on, nagkuha na ta sa atong right triangle. So pwede po, mag-right triangle ta first, and then we will move on to trigonometric substitution. So for this, makuha na to ni if we will rely on we have kanina x is equal to 2 sine theta. Right? Di na siya mag-change because your integrand contains a squared minus u squared. So your sine theta here is equal to x over 2. Right? And the dx here, right, you can get 2 cosine theta. Right? Okay? So, how to get square root of 4 minus x squared? So, mabutang na siya diri, guys. So, we have our, imagine that I have a straight line for this one and then through this one. Imagine I have a perfect right triangle. So we have this as our theta. So sine theta is x over 2, which this is the opposite side, and this is your hypotenuse. You have x and then 2. So according to Pythagorean theorem, guys, to get the adjacent side, that's the square root of your hypotenuse square minus the square of your opposite. So you have 4 minus x squared. So 4 minus x squared, in terms of your trigonometric function, we have cosine theta. So cosine theta is equal to the square root of your adjacent side, 4 minus x, right? X squared over 2. So to get square root of 4 minus x squared, you can have 2 cosine theta is equal to 4 minus x squared. So you have 4 minus x squared, square root of 4 minus x squared. Now you could substitute the value in terms of your trigonometric function. So we have x is equal to 2 sine theta, right? Dx is equal to 2 cos theta d theta all over your square root of 4 minus x squared is equal to this. Square root of 4 minus x squared is equal to 2 cosine theta. So you have 2 cosine theta. So we could cancel out these values that we have. So we have left by 2 sine theta. So maybe mas gamay lang siya manipulate of variables or your functions, or trigonometric functions. So you have sine d theta. So now you can do your basic integration of your trigonometric function. This is equal to negative cosine theta plus c. So cosine theta, right, is equal, 2 cosine theta is equal to square root of 4 minus x squared. You have square root of 4 minus x squared, sorry. This is x squared. Alright, so either way, you can do both. Basta you got the same answer lang. Right? So let's proceed to the second one. Alright, so here we will have to evaluate integration of dx over 4x squared plus 9. So as you can see, your integrand contains the a squared plus u squared. So it belongs to the substitution of u is equal to a tangent theta. So with this, we could let the values we have, let a squared is equal to 9, right? This is 9, right? A is equal to 3, u squared is equal to 4x squared, and u is equal to 2x. Alright, so by this, you have your 2x is equal to 3 tangent theta. So we have here x value na 3 halves tangent theta, right? And our dx is equal to 3 halves, okay, 3 halves second squared theta d theta, right? So maybe we could go to your right triangle immediately. So if we have your right triangle here, okay, and I want to get my tangent theta, right? My tangent theta is opposite is 2x, right? Right. We have 2x, right, over 3 equals to tangent theta, right? From here. So we have 2x, that's the opposite, and the adjacent is 3. And then this is the hypotenuse, not 4x squared plus 9, right? And this is square, of course, right? Now, we need to find the value of this one, 4x squared plus 9. So, 4x squared plus 9, and then it is second squared. So, you need to relate or rely on the values that we have. So, you make use of your second. So, para ne. So, we could make use of our second here. Pero wala tayong value ni x. So, we have cosine theta is equal to square root of, 3. Okay, that's 3 over square root of 4x squared plus 9, right? So, if you try to square both sides, guys, if you try to square both sides, right? This is equal to cosine squared theta, and this is equal to 3 over 4x squared plus 9. 9. This is 9. 9 all over 4x squared plus 9. So, with that, we could have 4x squared, right? We will do cross multiplication, right? Plus 9. Okay, baba po na, balhin po natin si cos squared using cross multiplication all over cosine squared theta, which is this one, 9 over cosine squared theta is equal to 9 second squared theta. So, now we could substitute 4x squared plus 9 to 9 second squared theta. So, by that, we could simply substitute everything sa atong given. Dx is equal to 3 halves. 3 halves second squared theta. Okay, d theta, right? And this one, 4x squared plus 9 is equal to your 9 second squared theta. So, you have 9 second squared theta d, theta lang. Right, we could cancel out this. So, mabilin is 3 halves over 9. So, we will get 1 over 6. So, we could factor out 1 over 6. So, d theta na lang mabilin. So, we have 1/6 theta plus c. So, to get theta, maybe we can rely on sa ato ang tangent theta na given. Okay? So, to get theta, right? Right? Pwede po ka in terms of cosine, but just rely on the tangent. Depende sa inyo. You still get the same answer. And then, so 1 over 6 to get tangent. Here, that's arctan. Right? That's arctan of what? 2x over 2x over 3. Okay? Plus c. Or you can have 1 over 6 sa cosine ka. Right? Or you can have arc cos. Right? Of this one. Arc cos of 3 over square root of 4x squared plus 9 plus c. So maybe I'll just get this one na lang kasi we're in terms of tan. But they still have the same answer. Alright, let's proceed to the next one. Right here, let's try to evaluate integration of square root of 9 minus x squared over x squared dx. So, because it is, right, 9 minus x squared, that's a squared minus u squared. So, nasa sa sine. So, let natin si a squared is equal to 9 and a is equals to 3, u squared is equal to x squared, and u is equal to x. So, you have x is equal to 3 sine theta. So, dx is equal to 3 cosine theta d theta. Right? So, now we already have the values. Now we could substitute these values that we have. So we have square root of 9 minus my x squared is 3. So we have 3 sine theta square. Then our dx is 3 cosine theta d theta. All over the square of your x, which is 3 sine theta square. So we just need to simplify everything, right? We could factor out 9. So we are left by 1 minus 9 squared. That's 9, diba? Factor out 9. So 1 na lang. So we have sine squared theta. Then we have 3 cosine theta d theta. Alright, all over. This is 9. Okay, sine squared theta. So this one here, we could factor out. Maybe we will do this na lang. 3, 9. Okay, 9 times 1 over sine squared. This is equal to cosine squared theta, right? Times 3 cos theta d theta. All over 9 sine squared theta. So we could factor out 9. Makansel na yung radical symbol. We have 3, okay, times 3. So we have 9. So maybe I'll do this na lang. 9 na lang nato diretso. So we have here 3 times 3, that's 9. Then we have cosine squared theta d theta all over 9 sine squared theta. So we could cancel out the 9. So we have left by cosine squared theta over sine squared theta is equal to cotangent squared theta d theta. So could manipulate this. So this is equal to CSC squared theta minus 1, right, times d theta. So you could do the integration na each term. So this is equal to negative cotangent theta minus theta plus c. So our given is in terms of your x. So naka-theta man ito, you need to go back to the value of x. So by using your Pythagorean triangle or your functions here. So you have sine theta. Sine theta is equal to your opposite over your hypotenuse. So your opposite here is x. Your hypotenuse is 3. So this is equal to 9 minus x squared. Alright, square root of 9x squared. That's the adjacent. So I need to get the cotangent theta. So tangent theta is equal to x all over square root of 9 minus x squared. So my cotangent theta is the opposite of it. That's square root of 9 minus x squared all over x. So I get negative my cotangent, that's square root of 9 minus x squared all over x. And then my theta, maybe I make use of the given na. So we have, katong gi-substitute na to ganina, that's arc sine. So arc sine of x over 3 plus c. So this is the final answer that we have here. Maybe we could get the LCD na lang. Factor out x, or factor out negative 1 over x, right? Times this is equal to square root of 9 minus x squared minus x sine, arc sine of x plus x over 3 plus c. So this is the final answer. Right, this is plus. Alright. Alright, so here, let's try to evaluate this example. We have integration of x squared minus 16 raised to 3 halves dx over x cubed. So we need to let everything, we have x squared minus 16, it belongs to the substitution of u is equal to a tangent theta. So we have our a squared here is equal to 16. X squared here is equal to u squared, and your u is equal to x. And then you have x, right? Your a also is equal to 4. So you have x is equal to 4 secant theta. So dx is equal to 4 sec theta tan theta, right? D theta. So now we already have our x and value, x and dx value. We don't have the x squared minus 16. Maybe, and also you can substitute lang diretso na si x, right? Here, 4x second squared. But maybe we will make use of this na nasa right triangle na to diretso. So we have, this is theta. So we already know that x over 4 is equal to secant theta. So cosine theta is kakabaliktaran sa sec. So this is 4 over x. Right? So we have 4 here, and this is x. Of course, this is equal to x, x squared minus 16, right? According to your Pythagorean theorem. So with that, alright, we need to get the value of x squared minus 16. So I can relate it to tangent kay nakasakat tan man ta. So, and then wala siya kayo value ni x for the adjacent. So we have tangent theta is equal to square root of x squared minus 16, right, over 4. And then if I will do the square of the both sides, so, sorry, that's 2. This one. So we get tangent squared theta, right? This is x squared minus 16. But this one, this is 16. So maybe I could do cross multiplication right away. So I have 16 tangent squared theta is equal to x squared minus 16. So now I could simply substitute everything that I have here. So I have x squared minus 16 raised to 3 halves. X squared minus 16 is equal to 16 tangent squared theta. And then this is raised to 3 halves, right? And then I have dx na 4 times secant theta tangent theta, right? D theta all over my x cubed. So my x is 4 secant theta. So I could do it immediately. Cube na lang ako immediately. So I have 64, right? 64 secant cube, right? Theta. So 16 raised to 3 halves, that's 16 times 16, and then times 16, and then get this square, you get 64. So ma-cancel out na eh, right? So tangent, and then ma-cancel out po na eh. So this one becomes 2. So you have 4, right? Tangent cube theta, square theta raised to 3 halves, ma-cancel si 1 half of 2. So mabilin si tangent cube times tangent theta, right? So we have tangent to the fourth theta d theta all over second squared theta. So you cannot do the integration immediately with this, or basic integration, or use power 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 rule. So you're not allowed to do that. But we could manipulate it using our trigonometric transformation. So this is equal to second tan squared theta is equal to second squared theta minus 1, right? So if I'll do the square here, I can get tangent to the fourth theta all over second squared theta d theta, right? So if I will try to expand this, I get second to the fourth theta minus 2 second theta, right? Second squared theta minus 1, plus 1, right? All over my second squared theta, then times d theta. So if I will try to distribute the denominator to each term, so I will get second squared theta, and this is equal to 2 theta lang, 2 2 lang di ay 2 times 1. Okay, so 1 over 1 over second squared, that is equal to cosine squared theta, right? Times d theta. So I cannot integrate this immediately. So isa ko na lang nakapag-integrate. So we have second squared theta d theta minus 2. This one, we will have the half angle identities. So, I mean double angle identities for cosine 2 theta. This is equal to 1 half, right? I mean cosine squared theta, that's the half angle. Yeah, double angle pala, sorry. Double angle again. Final. We have 1 plus cosine 2 theta, right? All over 2. Then we have times d theta. Oh, d theta, right? So with this, we will try to simplify na lang sa, we have second squared theta minus 2, right? Minus 1 half, I mean minus 2 plus 1 half, that's 3 halves, right? Then plus cosine 2 theta all over 2, right? Then this is d theta. So we could manipulate, we will do integration na each term. So we will have 4, right? Times second squared, that's tangent theta, right? Minus 3 halves theta, okay? Plus, this is cos 2u theta, I mean 2 theta, that is equal to sine 2 theta all over 4, okay? Plus c. So this is not yet the final answer because our given are in terms of x. So we need to go back to our original equation or sa atong given. But we already know that we don't have sine 2 theta, right? So what we gonna do is to transform this one to your double angle identity. So we have, ang identity ni sine 2 theta. So we have tan theta minus 3 over 2 theta plus, right, or just put 1/4 away. So this is equal to your 2, di ba? 2 sine theta cosine theta plus c, right? So, cancel na yun. This becomes 2. Right? So, now, we could simply go back to our equation. Dali na lang nakaibutang, medyo taas, man good. So we have here, this is equal to 4, right? This is tan theta. Tan theta, kanina we have square root of x squared minus 16, right? All over 4. And we have 3 halves. Arcsec lang ta. Kamo na itong i-substitute first. Arcsec of 3 over 2. Arcsec of theta, that's arcsec of x over 4. Sorry, that's x over 4. X over 4. And then we have this one. Plus 1 half. Right? Okay. Then sine theta. Sine theta is your opposite and then your hypotenuse. This is equal to x squared minus 16, right? All over x. Okay. And then your cos theta is equal to 4 over x, right? So makancel ni, right? It becomes 2 na lang. So we have here 4, right? Square root of x squared minus 16, right? All over 4. Maybe we will get the kuha na lang. The LCD, that's 4x squared, right? 4x squared. So you will get x squared here, right? X squared, then 4x squared divided by 2, that's 2, right? Times 3, that's 6x squared, right? Arcsec of x over 4, right? That's x over 4, right? Then this one, this is x squared, and then you have 2 here, so that's 4x squared divided by x squared, that's 4, times 2, that's 8, so we have plus 8 square root of x squared minus 16. So the final answer, makancel out yung 4 here, so the final answer is 1 over x squared, right, times square root of x squared, right, times square root of x squared minus 16, right, minus 6x squared, arcsec of x over 4, right, then plus 8 square root of x squared minus 16, right, quantity, it's quantity plus c. So that's the final answer, right?